Hi guys, my name is Safa and I'm the latest Uncommon Urban Trendsetter. Well, for my first interview, I'm really excited to see what's in store and just ready to hear more. Well, I'm from Los Angeles and I moved to New York, and so I kind of got my musical influence from my parents. My mother was an artist and my father also produced music videos and was also managing her on the side, which got her raucous and Universal record deals. So through that, I just got their influence of music, and so I was always interested in it but never really pursued it until I got to high school. Well, this is kind of like freshman year, so I'm kind of getting acclimated to like New York life and school. So like having the combination of both is kind of giving me a new aspect of how I want my life to go. And I'm also getting motivated by like many of the students there because a lot of them are dedicated to the music business. They like gig or they practice for hours. So all that is kind of like motivating to me, and it kind of makes me want to do more and with my craft and everything, and especially as a vocalist. Well, I've gotten a few opportunities that kind of kicked off how I want my career to go. Like one of the biggest ones I've got was my first professional gig with Walmart, where I did a voiceover for their commercial, and I'm singing the lead to a cover of Khalees Milkshake. At first it was really cheesy to me, but like overall I thought it was interested really me about like the business aspect, because at first I was aggravated about like the 6 hours and stuff, but I was seeing that this is how the business is, and no matter how many times you like do it over or change things, and you have to get it right because you want your content to be good and presentable to the public. And I never really understood that about the media. I mean, I heard about it, but I never experienced it. So experiencing it for my first time, it just kind of made me want to be more precise about the things that I put out. So I got a big learning experience out of it, and I'm glad that I went through it, and I'm glad they called me for it, because they could have called anybody. So it was kind of like, whoa. It was nerve-wracking, but after a while, I kind of just started to get into the essence of performing in front of like a live audience and trying to give them the expression of who I was, and especially doing covers of songs that mean the most to me. I wanted to give them a taste of, this is Safa, and this is the type of person I am, and this type of music that I want to create. But for now, I want to express to you the influences in my life. And I'm glad that my family and friends came out to support me for my first show, because, like I said, it was kind of nerve-wracking to do this all on my own. But I'm glad that I did it, because it was a learning experience. Jazz, I see jazz as a foundation of my vocal abilities, because even though I don't want to learn how to scat, I'm using it so I can improve my riffing. Or even though I'm not singing these standards, I want to be able to learn music word from word, note from note, because in jazz, knowing the melody to a song is extremely important. You must know it as written. So these elements of just disciplining myself can also help me create music, so that if I want to perform the live band, I know how to do the melody because I know how to read music. Or if I want to run really nice, I know how to do it technically through my scatting that I learned in school. So like all these elements that I'm learning through jazz, especially listening to jazz artists like Etta James and Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, because we studied them a lot in college, they're kind of teaching me to further my career. The genre that I'm interested in pursuing when I create music is soul music, R&B. I just kind of want to give an old school vibe but still keep it current, because music is always changing. For my musical inspirations, it's kind of split, because I have vocal inspirations and I have like the actual music styles and the way they brand themselves. So for music styles and like branding, I could say Frank Ocean, Erykah Badu, and her, like most of the Daniel Caesar, most of the soul artists that are out now, kind of that are making their R&B kind of 21st century music. I'm interested in that aspect, but I'm also interested in a lot of the older vocal giants such as Patrice Rushen and Tina Marie, and just I'm also just Jasmine Sullivan, just like artists like that along those lines. I've always wanted to collaborate with Frank Ocean, even though he's an introvert and he's not interested in that stuff. But one day, I just want to collaborate with a lot of. Jasmine Sullivan is one, definitely. Robert Glasper, definitely. I just want to collaborate with a lot of the artists that are out now, just as I go along, especially older artists that also can bring recognition to my music career, because you can learn things through the way that they used to do things in their time or their genre. I've always wanted to mesh genres, like working with other genre artists. That kind of bridges a gap between people, so it's also very good for like culture and stuff. I think the music industry today is solely based on branding yourself, not necessarily music. I mean, music is a good aspect of it. I think it's 50% music and then 50% your brand, because there are a lot of artists who make such great music, but they're not branding themselves or marketing themselves as appealing to the public, so they become what's known as underrated artists. Like, oh, they're underrated because everyone doesn't know about them, but their music is so good. But that's because just the way they brand themselves is not strong. So that's also going to be hard for me, because I'm coming out of my shell as a vocalist and as a performer and as a musician overall. And I'm kind of trying to figure out how I want to fit into the industry, which is also determining my pace, which is why I haven't like released music yet or anything, because I kind of want to have control or an understanding of all the content that I put out. Because anyone can just take a track and sing over it. I kind of want to learn how to generate my own music and understand the process of making a song, or just finding my voice, finding out who I am, so that it's clear to others who look at me from the outside in, so that they're able to say, okay, she's not just a singer, she's Safa. And there are other people who are like, wow, I want to be like Safa, because there are people who have their own brands like Janae Aiko or Erykah Badu. You know them not just from their music, but from who they are, and it's prominent. So I kind of just want to work on finding out who I am, and then taking that and studying my music and meshing the two, so that when I put out music and I put myself out to the world like this is who I am, it's better for me to support that. Music is a statement in a way. It can be used to promote social issues. It can spark people to give opinions about things, especially the Joyner Lucas. That's one example that just happened. His rap video of I'm Not Racist, where he had a Trump supporter rapping to a black person and vice versa. And that caused a lot of controversy within the community on whether or not his music video and his rap was effective enough to convey the social injustices between blacks and whites that are happening in this day and age. And I feel like that's one of many forms of music used to promote these social injustices or to highlight them. It's been used since like the beginning of time, where slaves are singing to each other in the fields as like codes, or even when further than that, in like the marches that they used to have, where they used to sing to promote unity, or people creating songs that are reaching out to certain communities so that they feel inclusive, like just like India Arie, I'm Not My Hair, like those songs like that, and just music involved, like music that touches a demographic or just a group of people. It causes a sense of unity, and it also brings the community together, because it also like a lot of songs, especially even in trap music, a lot of people wouldn't think about this, but like trap music is a reflection of the community that these artists have grown up in. So like Kodak Black or 21 Savage, when they're rapping about O'Malley Lee and like going out in the streets and gangbanging, this is from their communities that they've grown up in. A lot of people listen to this music because they see they hear it and they can relate, because it's literally surrounding them. So when you have music that you can understand for yourself, it touches people like in a different way, whether it touches them passionately or they're just able to relate, or it makes them relax, or it makes them angry, sad, and just it happens a lot too with love, and a lot of people do that with music. It may not be socially, but like love itself, if you're able to hear some words, something like, oh, my ex cheated on me, I'm not taking you back, like, of course, if you had that experience, you're going to relate to that. And it's the same with social issues, because if you can hear a line that you agree with and it highlights your own social views, it can also spark you to like encourage these ideas. In 10 years, I kind of see myself a lot more sure than I am now. I definitely see my career starting to blossom the way that I would like it to. Of course, there's always going to be obstacles, but like I know that I pray that I'll be in a better place so that these obstacles seem like hurdles and not like mountains. So I'm hoping that my music career is in a great place. I know who I am. My life is also settled on the side, because that does determine how you are aside from your business. I just pray that I'm in good spirits all around, good health, a balancing affluence, just all aspects that I would like to have more gigs. I would like to have more collaborations with big artists, small artists too, because you can learn a lot from any type of person who's making music, not just the big stars, because there are people who are not as big, but they still know exactly what they're doing. I would also like to have music and albums out, especially albums. I want an album that reflects who I am, and just a piece of music that really does show a big part of me. Some of the morals that I kind of use to guide myself through this process is never compare yourself to anybody, and everyone's journey is different. They're kind of the same, but not necessarily, because I used to compare myself a lot to like other artists who were doing things such as like, oh, Beyonce had been doing this since she was 3, and like, oh, like, you know, this person's an artist and this person has this opportunity. And I realized that was doing nothing for myself, because everyone's process and everyone's journey is different. And it's like, the one thing I did realize that if I stay true to myself and I know this is what I want and I work hard no matter what the obstacles are, I'm going to get what I deserve. And it's everyone gets what they deserve, whatever shape, form it comes in, whether you don't get success or you don't get fame, but you get recognition or you get respect. And it's like, or if you the way you do certain things, you just get clout, or you get, it's certain like aspects. Well, everyone gets what they deserve, just in general. So I feel like if I stay true to myself and I work hard at what I want to do, then I'm going to get exactly what's supposed to come to me. Darnisha is my favorite because I feel like we have a lot in common. Just stepping out of our grounds to go to school in such a big city is honestly very pressuring, especially for the fields that we're trying to pursue. And it's like this environment is not one that stops to nurture everyone. You kind of have to go with the flow and kind of get the attention of people because it's always moving. So I do applaud her for her actions that are like I can relate to her with, especially since she's like 5 blocks from my dorm, and I really do admire her work.
Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our latest interview with Safa.
We're so happy we got the opportunity to interview another Uncommon Urban Trendsetter.
Make sure you guys check out our website for Trendsetter Magazine Volume 2 featuring Safa and some more looks from us, you know?
Okay, bye guys.